Sorry, Lord Hannon.
Yeah, I think it matters who's the demandeur here, right? There are things that you should be prepared to concede in negotiations, and then there are things that you actively want. Now, I think the government, insofar as I can understand, is actually taking a quite sensible line on things like the youth mobility scheme and the idea that we might join the pan-Euro-Mediterranean customs deal. In other words, it's saying, look, this isn't something we particularly want. It's not, but it may be something that you can trade in the negotiations for. I don't understand why we are not taking a similar attitude on defence. It seems to me that the EU is much more of a demandeur than we are. We're not in immediate danger. Yes, we have an interest in defending our friends and allies on the continent, but we shouldn't be, as it were, paying a price for the right to be allowed to do that. It's a question of, and it's a very bad negotiating strategy to go in with that as your attitude. What would I have at the top of my list? Lifting of the goods checks in Northern Ireland. And second, agreement of mutual recognition on SPS.
So touching on that SPS area then, so a veterinary agreement with the EU we're told could increase agri-food exports by up to 22.5%. But what level of regulatory alignment would that require? How realistic is it that we could achieve that? And how crucially would it impact on UK trade negotiations with non-EU partners? Because you're very clear that you think this is not binary, that we could do a deal with Europe and with other partners. However, potentially dynamic alignment with Europe might impact elsewhere.
Definitely would, because how could a third country negotiate a trade deal with us when we have said in advance we don't control our SPS, it may in the future go in a direction that none of us can now envisage. And I don't think there's anything that we would gain from adopting EU rules that we would not gain by the simple mechanism of saying any firm in the UK can follow either EU or UK SPS standards. I think we would have all the benefits that are cited in these standards, in these surveys, without any of the negative impact on future trade deals.
EFTA countries, and